So today we're going to talk about ceremony, which is the key of shaman, right? The Galactic Shaman course here. Every single week, I think, besides the first video, is a ceremony. All right. And if you look in the PDF, every ceremony is laid out with the items we use and talks about, how you could facilitate this for someone else or a group. And some of you are already doing that, have been doing that, and have really experienced really big, expansive spaces of shift. So, ceremony is an energetic space where the shaman, the Acasma Galactic Shaman in this particular teaching, is actually severing the energy alignment that is in existence with whatever they're working on. So let's just go down this road like this. Say you're doing a forgiveness through blood ceremony and you're working for something going on in someone's family. Like maybe they have not spoken in many years and there's a lot of anger and hurt and dysfunction in the family. And so you, if this is your family or a client, want this healing for this space. So you say, I'm going to do forgiveness for blood ceremony for this space. All right. And so when you're working in that ceremony, the energy alignment of your presence and the space of the ceremony that you are creating and implementing and facilitating, that energy moves through the quantum field, just like the energy that moved originally to create separation and dysfunction. That new energy of forgiveness through blood moves through the field and it makes a connective point with each space related to the ceremony. Each person and anything off of them as well, and the land. That's very important for a cosmogalactic shaman. I need you to anchor this with me, all right? Not only the people, but the land. The people are connected to the land. And as we shift the people, we're shifting the land. And as we shift the land, we are shifting the people. You cannot take this and separate it out. And there have been so many things on this planet that have very deep energetic lines of existence. That's very important to hear the word. Very deep energetic lines of existence in the field of the planet because of very traumatic energy experiential spaces, happenings. Yes, wars, genocides, whatever this is. Yes, that energy vibration flows through the forms of the earth, if you will, especially in the spaces and closest to and at the point in which the things happen. Energy is a creative space. It is. So once that energy is created, if it's fed, it creates an alignment that can sustain itself off of any other energy that resonates with it that it can feed. Does this make sense so far? Somebody with a head visible to me, shake it if you know what I'm saying. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. So this is a really powerful, beautiful thing to bring into our awareness, because when we bring it into our awareness by talking about it here and teaching it, and you coming from it as you facilitate, as you do a ceremony for yourself or another, the level of clearing that's going on is mind-blowing. It's mind-blowing. It has all these connective points that are like innumerable tentacles of energy flows going to all these different spaces and into the planet and into families and into friends of friends. I mean, it's innumerable. This work that we are doing, and it's beyond forgiveness through blood. That's one ceremony. All of them do this. Every single ceremony does this, what I'm saying. But it actually moves through the field as you're holding the ceremony, creates the energetic alignments, and that this is important. those alignments are in the higher dimensional vibration for that space. So this isn't coming in at the trauma and being in the alignment of the trauma, but peace. That's lovely and that's beautiful. But this is a very big understanding. This is another, yes, existence plane. It's another existence plane, line of energy. So when you do this work, you're coming in at that line of energy, and that is what you would call a higher dimension. Yes, it can be an interdimensional space if the increments are not there to be a completely new dimension. So it could be incremental. It could be like, say, you're healing people in the 3D. We're just going to use these terms. They're not really perfect, all right? You're healing people in the 3D. They're not ready for 4D, but they're ready to leave the space of 3D they're in and move into a little higher increment, all right? Are you with me? So that's when we're talking about not fully another dimension, but not staying in that same alignment they're already in. This is what Acasma does, whether you're in Shaman or whether you're in foundations, wherever you're with Acasma, that's what it does. It bridges people into the reconnection of the next space of their divinity. It bridges people into the reconnection of the next space of their divinity. And in Galactic Shaman, through the ceremony spaces, the energy that we are producing, because everything's producing no matter what, we're all producing energy all the time. And when you're doing it in this focused space of understanding of the Acasma Galactic Shaman, it is actually going through the quantum field, connecting in with the version of grandfather. Say you're doing this for your grandfather. You're connecting in with the version of grandfather who is in that space of his, because he has that existence connection available to him. He also has full-blown eternal divinity available to him. He can go in at any level of himself, experience that space and be it. That's free will. So when you connect in through this work, you're picking up on and aligning with that higher vibrational space of grandfather, okay? And because you're holding that in an intended connection for the now version of grandfather, who's maybe in 3D, grandfather in 3D receives this reconnective opening, yes, of his energy flow. He may not even know he's receiving it. He may not even understand what you're doing, really. He may have agreed to it. You may be doing it as a gift, as a blessing, without manipulation. It can't happen any other way. This work doesn't happen in manipulation. But he's given the opportunity then to connect in with these freedom points. That's what I understand them as. They're like if someone was in a cell with a door locked, like a jail, okay? Are you with me? And then you go in with the key, and maybe they're asleep, right? You go in with the key and you unlock the door and you open it just a bit. When they awake, yes, and they look and they notice the door's open, they have the opportunity to leave that cell. They have the opportunity to live in that new alignment because the door's been opened. But you can't make them live it. You can't make them leave the cell, but you can unlock the door. That's what we do. We unlock the doors. We unlock the shackles. We unchain the chain. Yes? And then they can decide whether they're going to walk on a new path. And there's no attachment by us. Acasma Galactic Shamans, we hold no attachment. We do not get caught up in it. And when you are able to function from that way, you will see more movement than ever. Yes, it is with no attachment that the movement flows. It is with no attachment that they leave the cell. If you are like, leave the cell, leave, come on, you can do it, I know. And you put all this kind of emotions into it and you're very, very steeped in it. If it doesn't happen, you're going to be sad. You're in a cell as well. You know what I mean? I mean, that type of attachment and judgment is its own type of prison. Yes? So this is really powerful. This is really big. But to sum up, bullet point this thing here in the middle of class, ceremonies in a cosmogalactic shaman spaces sever the energy alignment of the old lower flow by allowing that higher alignment to come in and make its anchor point, engage alignment. It offers a cleansing. Yes, I heard and wrote the word cleans. It cleans the space. It cleans the space. This is where forgiveness comes in. This is where the heart opening comes in. Grandpa's talking different. He doesn't know why, but he's talking different. And grandma's happy grandpa's talking different. And mother's sharing this with us. And all are allowed to be whatever they are because they need to be whatever they are in every space. That's how we walk with non-attachment. Their spaces are their communications of the soul for its journey of expansion. So we never want to take away someone's communication, right? We never want to take away their communication. We want to give them the opportunity to hear with freedom, with clarity. They hear it their way. That's the freedom. They hear it their way. That's the clarity. So free will is still always available. We can't force anybody for any, to be any way, but we can offer the opportunity for them to leave that alignment. Now, why is this fair? And why should we be able to do this? How does this work? How is this not still manipulation just coming from love? I'm hearing these things in my mind to speak to you on. So there has been and still is many things playing out in the history and societal structure of humanity that have not been balanced or fair in any way, shape, or form. And there have been many manipulative things happening in the background to direct the emotion of a human. So what has happened in the last several years, and my understanding is this really came in 2019. In 2019, that's interesting, yes, is this balance point. It's not like come in and get rid of all the bad guys and everybody's eating ice cream and looking at rainbows. It's not like that, because humanity has to learn to stand and humanity has to learn to walk in the alignments of peace. Yes, you can't just say, I'm going to make peace happen. That's not really learned. Then it cannot continue to be exhibited. So balance came in 2019. This is balance. This that we do in the Acasma Galactic Shaman work is the balancing factor. So there's this alignment available that is the lower alignment that the person has an opportunity to learn from. And sometimes they get stuck there, even when they've kind of gotten an understanding. They can get stuck there because of the space of themselves that is unawakened or unaware of its power to leave a program or to leave a cycle. They're just so used to being that cycle. They're so used to being that way, right? They may have torment in their being, even like, why do I keep doing this? Why do I keep hurting them? Why do I keep saying these things this way? That's the cell, that's the door, that's the chain, that's the shackle. And this work that we do just unlocks that and undoes that enough that they can choose to drop it. They can choose to walk out of it. That's what we're offering, is freedom and cleaning of the space. So this energy that we're working with is the divine flowing down through form. Yes. And you are a form of that divine, and I am a form of that divine. And we are a collective as an Acasma Galactic Shaman community. We are a collective of that energy. And as each individual space understands this more and more, these teachings, these alignments, allows them in their life as an understanding of the sovereign being within the flow. Yes, as each individual does this, the collective of a cosmogalactic shaman community does this, and that creates a space of energetic balance in our species, because we are humans right now. Does this make sense to you? So as you anchor it, as you be it, as you allow this space of your understanding, expansiveness to be, then it is all in our collective group, but we're a part of the larger collective. So then it's inevitably and energetically available to them as well. Now, this earth connection is very important. Because many of you know AQE Foundation, and you understand the root reconnection, the earth reconnection, and you understand that when you expand your being, when you expand your remembrance of yourself, when you expand your consciousness, the energy that runs through your form, by knowing thyself more, you have to anchor that. You have to ground that light. You have to have a grounding space for your energy in order to be it, to hold it. So when we work with Acasma in the foundationals courses, we work with the root reconnection, the earth reconnection. This is the root lines from the root center at the base of the torso, down the legs and out the feet. Now, when we're working with Acasma Galactic Shaman, and we're understanding that this energy that we're moving through the quantum field as we're holding the ceremony, and we're making these engagements of alignment, and we're clearing and cleaning these older spaces, those energy alignments in the quantum field come back through. Everything goes out through the field, connecting to its points of connection. Those points of connection in this lifetime, in our experience, are anchored in humans. Yes, those humans are standing on the planet Earth. Those humans have root lines like trees. And that energy that you work on in the field is then coming back to them to move through their form, down their root lines into the planet. Yes. And any of that damage that was done, yes, in connection with the earth, that energy is also being given a cleansing. That energy is also being given a realignment. It's so fascinating to me when I ponder this and I think of it and I imagine it, okay? And I see it with less, every day, less and less fear and less judgment and less separation. And I start to see the energies even of the spaces of trauma, of the spaces of genocide, of war, of pain, of just really, really dark spaces. I start to see them in the energy format. So I don't necessarily, I still understand where they originate in their, I understand where they originate in their flow state as energy itself, and where they find form that executes that energy. Do you understand me? Form that executes the energy. That could be, someone who, traumatizes someone or hurts someone or kills someone or whatever it is. I understand these spaces, but the fascinating part for me is, yes, it's really hard to explain this to somebody. I understand myself inside of that space more than I ever have. I understand the true understanding of unity consciousness, or a space of understanding of unity consciousness, a space of understanding of the divine within all, even the spaces that are the most removed from the divine. Yes! Does this make any sense at all? And the reason why I'm bringing it up is because it is inevitable that we begin to see this way as we expand our vision. Because think about this. When you have non-attachment and non-judgment for the individuals you're working with in an Acasma ceremony, a galactic ceremony, when you have no attachment and no judgment, you are allowing eternal love. You are allowing unconditional love. This is the divine seeing itself in this other space of itself without judgment, and knowing that it can and has the ability to assist itself with that love and non-attachment and non-judgment, and leave it at the door and allow that space of itself to do with it what it will with that love. And the more that I understand this, then the more that I am able to overlay that, if you will, when I think of spaces of human history that were what we would call horrific or traumatic or whatever. But if you can come here with me for a moment, do you see, do you understand, do you get that glimpse, that momentary space of flow, of understanding, of love, yes, is the, yes, the, it is the understanding, yes, of prime consciousness as it looks back over itself. Yes, it is the understanding of prime consciousness as it looks back over itself. And see, if you have prime consciousness here, and maybe we're here, and then there's a lot in between. Do you understand me with just this right here? Prime consciousness, we're here, and a lot of different increments of understanding and energy in between. But when we can peek through our imagination, when we can peek into what is it like for prime consciousness? It doesn't have to be what is it like for me, because this is up close and personal. I'm in the human form and I'm in the human experience. But prime consciousness is at the origination. It has all of this incremental understanding inside of it. And it's looking through our eyes. It's performing the ceremony through our hands. Yes! And that is what is moving this energy. And when we can think on this, when we can ponder this, when we can imagine this, we give it the opportunity to expand the understanding, our own connection to the understanding, the way we do the work moves, the way the people receive the work. All of it is given this opportunity to open and flow. All right. Let's take a minute and let's take a breath. Just take a nice breath. If you want to close your eyes for just a moment, you can. I'm going to close mine. Just take a breath, nice and slow, nice and deep. Feel your breath move through your form. Yane! Envision your crown. Yes. Allow your crown to open. I open my crown that I may know the truth. Breathe. Yes. Envision your heart. Yasane. See your heart, Holy One. Your heart portal. I open my heart that I may feel the truth and breathe. And allow a blessing on your heart and your crown connection. Yes! This is a blessing on your heart-brain coherence, but at a new level of you. Yes! This is a blessing on the way in which you know and the way in which you feel being aligned. Ooh, Rosoneana. Allow your breath. The chest is opening, yes. Energy moving through the breasts. Just allow the chest to open. You may feel to move the shoulders back just a little bit, pushing the shoulder blades together just a bit, opening the chest. Yes, opening the heart. Allow your breath. Beautifully done, Holy One. Beautifully done. And just allow the space. Just allow the space. Allow the breath. And allow yourself to bless this understanding, to bless this connection point. This is you directing your energy, directing your flow, directing your awareness, directing your consciousness. This is you stepping into this space of awareness, looking around the quantum field of you, gaining clarity, offering love and expansion to your being. Yes! Allow your breath. A lot of energy moving in the solar plexus as well. And in the teachings of Acasma, we understand the solar plexus as a second, third eye space, a space of an inner connection for the upper and lower, as above and so below, to be aligned in the higher flow of the being. So just allow yourself to bless this alignment, bless all that you've heard, that you would be open to. Allow yourself to expand upon it, to ponder it, to delve within, and allow your connection your way. And as you seal the space, seal it with love. Yarosoe ya tabre ye yanane, tokoko ye yanano ataua. Seal it with love. Yes! Feeling the embrace of prime consciousness, the divine, flowing through all its increments, including this increment of itself as you. Yes. 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 I bless this with you, Holy One. I'm honored and humbled to walk beside you. Yes. Yarosoeya Tane Ianakawa. Thank you, Holy One. Thank you so much for being this space in all the ways that you are this space. I bow before you, Holy One. Thank you. Unending blessings upon you all. I love you.